The year 2026 marks a monumental chapter in the history of aerospace, and at the heart of this transformation lies a breakthrough achievement from China. In a world rapidly advancing toward the era of space industrialization, China has taken a bold leap forward with the successful launch and development of its most advanced rocket system yet. This rocket isn't just another machine built to pierce the atmosphere, it's a symbol of strategic ambition, national pride, and cutting-edge engineering. In recent years, China's space agency, the China National Space Administration or CNSA, has consistently showcased the country's capabilities with lunar missions, Mars exploration, and Earth-orbiting satellite networks. But in 2026, everything changed. China unveiled and successfully launched the Long March 10, the most advanced member of the Long March rocket family. Designed for deep space missions, lunar operations, and potentially manned Mars flights, the Long March 10 represents the culmination of years of research, refinement, and relentless progress. So, what makes this rocket so significant? Why is the 2026 Chinese rocket being closely monitored by space agencies across the globe, from NASA to Roscosmos, from ESA to ISRO? The answers lie in its design, payload capacity, mission scope, and geopolitical implications. Let's begin by exploring the engineering behind the Long March 10. Built as part of China's crewed lunar exploration program, the Long March 10 is a heavy-lift launch vehicle. It's designed to carry more than 70 tons to low Earth orbit and more than 27 tons to translunar injection orbit. That's an extraordinary lift capability, enough to ferry massive lunar modules, life support systems, and multi-ton supplies into space. It stands around 90 meters tall, with a launch mass exceeding 2,000 tons. To put that in perspective, it's comparable in scale to NASA's Space Launch System and SpaceX's Starship Super Heavy combo. The rocket features a three-stage configuration with a cluster of YF-100K engines at the core and 4 large boosters attached to its sides. These engines are powered by a kerosene liquid oxygen propellant mix, offering high efficiency and reliability. The first stage generates an enormous thrust, enough to lift the towering structure into the upper layers of Earth's atmosphere within minutes. What's more, the second stage uses high-performance vacuum-optimized engines, ensuring precise orbital insertion and the ability to adjust trajectories for interplanetary travel. The third stage can support translunar injection, and potentially Mars-bound maneuvers in the future. All of this suggests not just national prestige but long-term space infrastructure planning. In 2026, the Long March 10 successfully completed its maiden test flight, a full-scale demonstration of its power, precision, and purpose. The mission deployed a mock lunar lander and a high-capacity cargo module into high Earth orbit. The data gathered from this launch is instrumental for upcoming crewed missions to the Moon, scheduled to take place in the late 2020s. This brings us to the next major point of the mission objectives behind the 2026 Chinese rocket. China has made no secret of its ambitions to land astronauts on the Moon. The goal is clear: establish a long-term lunar presence by the 2030s. Unlike the Apollo missions of the 1960s and 70s, which focused on short-term visits, China's strategy mirrors NASA's Artemis program in seeking a sustainable human presence on the Moon. This includes building a permanent lunar research station near the Moon's south pole, where water ice is believed to exist in shadowed craters. The Long March 10 is the central tool for making that vision a reality. It will be responsible for launching the Mengzi crew spacecraft and the Lanai lunar lander. The crew module is a next-generation vehicle designed to support up to 6 astronauts, while the lander can carry 2 or more crew members down to the lunar surface. These systems were tested in unmanned missions, and the success of the 2026 rocket provides the confidence needed to move forward with human space flights. But what sets China apart is not just its engineering precision, but also the systematic execution of its long-term space goals. Unlike other countries with fluctuating political and budgetary support, China's space program is backed by a consistent national strategy. Every launch is part of a grander roadmap from Beidou navigation satellites to Tiangong, the modular Chinese space station. Now, with lunar exploration on the horizon, China is positioning itself as a serious contender in the future space economy. The implications of the 2026 Chinese rocket go beyond science and exploration. There are geopolitical and economic dimensions that cannot be overlooked. Space is the new frontier for influence and power. Mastering launch capability, lunar infrastructure, and satellite networks gives any nation a strategic edge in communication, navigation, defense, and global partnerships. The Long March 10 reinforces China's status as a leader not only in terrestrial affairs but in the heavens above. One of the most striking elements of the 2026 rocket is its digital integration. The Long March 10 features advanced onboard computing systems capable of real-time diagnostics, autonomous trajectory corrections, and AI-assisted payload deployment. These capabilities reduce reliance on ground control and make the rocket more adaptable to unforeseen anomalies. It's another signal that China isn't just copying technology, it's innovating in its own right. And it's not just about hardware. The 2026 mission was accompanied by an intricate ground-based support system, including upgraded launch pads, transport vehicles, and data relay satellites. The Wencheng Space Launch Site in Hainan Province played host to this historic event. The launch was broadcast live across multiple Chinese media platforms, with millions watching as the rocket thundered into the sky, leaving behind a trail of flame and a future of possibilities. In parallel with this technological leap, China is also nurturing its private space sector. Companies like iSpace, Galactic Energy, and Landspace are developing reusable rockets, satellite constellations, and micro-launch vehicles. While the Long March 10 is a government-driven initiative, its success invigorates the entire ecosystem, encouraging innovation, investment, and public interest. It's important to consider how the international community has responded to the 2026 rocket. There's a mixture of admiration, caution, and urgency. NASA officials praised the technological achievement, while also emphasizing the need for American competitiveness through the Artemis program and private partnerships like SpaceX. The European Space Agency is exploring collaborations with China, especially in lunar science.